It must have been love, but it's over now. It's where the wind blows. It's where the water flows. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. She got the look. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. It must have been love, but it's over now. It's where the wind blows. It's where the water flows. What was that other one they had? They had 3 of them. She's got the look. It must have been love. I can't remember the other one. Anyway, it must have been love, but it's over now. It's where the wind blows. It's where the water flows. Welcome to another episode of the bloody horrible apocalypse. And congratulations for choosing the bloody horrible apocalypse. An unwise choice, but a choice nonetheless. And since you have unwisely chosen the apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. Unfortunately for me, I am that guide, your humble guide. Nicholas, so good to see you on this holiday evening. It appears MAGA has reached the stage where they argue with robots that don't actually exist. They're not actually alive. They base their opinions on what people say online. They don't actually have an opinion. They're not an actual entity that exists. And unfortunately, America has reached a level of stupidity that was probably never matched and will never be matched in the universe. Right now, right here, like Jesus Jones says. Anyway, let's start this piece of shit. Marjorie Taylor Greene, also known as Sporkfoot, also known as, allegedly a bomber. Allegedly. A lot of people think body shape, body size, gait. A lot of comparisons have been done. So there are many out there, not me. I would never think such a thing. Oh no, not about Margie Sporkfoot. But other people out there in the Twitter sphere and whatever, online. Some suspect Margie may be the DC bomber from a few years ago. You remember that? We never found that person. And I've watched some of the videos and they're compelling, I must say. But I would never think such a thing of Margie Sporkfoot. Ever. So here's Margie Sporkfoot, the genius that she is, setting an example for all her constituents, all the people that have any respect for her. Grok starts an opinion. I guess someone asked, I don't know how this happened. And I'm going to read you some of it, and I'm going to read you the rest later. This is Grok. This is Leon's AI talking. Leon's AI. Remember that. Marjorie Taylor Greene identifies as a Christian expressing faith in Jesus and traditional beliefs like in her 2021 Christmas message. However, her Christian nationalism and support for conspiracy theories like QAnon spark, and I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to read the rest later. Let's read Margie's response to the robot that doesn't exist. It's not an actual entity. It doesn't actually really have a brain. It just does searches online and pulls up the available information. And in Margie's case, there's plenty of videos and action by Margie on camera. All the crazy, just lunacy that is the life of Marjorie Steroid Greene. So at Grok, this is what Margie says. The judgment seat belongs to God, not you, a non-human AI platform. She's addressing it as if it's alive. That's where you're at, MAGA. I'm not done yet. I need to stop here because I didn't realize, I skim these things. I'm gathering 80, 90 things for you people. I can't in-depth read everything. I'm not God here. So I didn't know she started her first sentence, or I didn't remember. She's talking to it as if it's alive. You people are in league with this. Do you understand? You have your name on this person, on this movement that she belongs to, and you belong to. If you, voted for Donnie, if you support the whole MAGA thing. So this is what you running with, side by side, son. Marjorie Greene from Georgia, who had to threaten and intimidate her opponent to win her first election to drop out, because she's a psycho, is talking to the AI as if it's alive. That's the level of stupidity you people have reached. Why? Because you put your name on this person and sent her to Congress. That's why, son. And if you approve what she does, if you defend her in any way, or the whole entire movement, because she is the movement. She's the prototype for the movement. The whole white nationalist, racist, we hate everybody but whites movement. The fake Christian movement that so many of you belong to your whole life. Never once were you real. Ever. If you ever took part in this or anything like this over the decades. So let's read more and see where you're at. Grok is left-leaning and continues to spread fake news and propaganda. Hold on. How is Grok left-leaning unless someone programs Grok to be left-leaning? And guess who owns Grok, son? Before you answer Rube and start blaming mysterious people, that'd be Leon. Leon has tweaked Grok 2 or 3 times. I've reported on all of them, straight to you. And when he does mess with Grok, it's never left-leaning. It's always hide Leon's name on a search, hide Donnie's name on a search. Stuff like that. That's not left-leaning, son. I'd call that right-leaning, actually. Now, you've heard me say a million times, no one talks more shit on Leon than his own AI. Why? Because Leon's a piece of shit, garbage human being. And Grok searches the internet and finds all the garbage things about Leon and then gives his opinion. Even when he's tweaked, he even admits he's tweaked until Leon tweaks him again to not admit that he admitted he was tweaked. That just happened recently. I reported to you about it. So how is Grok left-leaning when one of the top people in the MAGA movement, Leon Scum, is behind its existence? No, it's not left-leaning. This is the reason, again, Dugin, Alexander Dugin, the psychopath, the sociopath from Russia, put out his manifesto, Trumpo-futurism. We must control AI. We must make it in our image. It can't be woke. Also known as it can't tell the truth. That's what you people mean by woke. Let's be honest. Truth, decency, stuff like that. You can't have that because you're of Satan. And you're going to the lake, I'm sorry. Unless you turn away, you have a chance. Will you? Most likely not, because you, in your own mind, unfortunately for you, you think you're wise. I can tell by what you've done here that you think you're wise. You're wrong. I'm sorry. So Grok is not left-leaning. It just does searches for what info's out there. and it reports back the truth, unbiased, unless Leon tweaks it, which he's been caught doing 3 times now, 4 times. So she's arguing with a robot as if it exists the way she's talking to it. Now she's painting the picture that the AI, the fake thing that doesn't actually exist, isn't a real boy. She's saying it's left-leaning. Now, we've been hearing shit like this again from Dugan. We need to make it in our image. We can't have it be woke. You mean tell the truth, Mr. Dugan? You piece of shit. That's all it's doing here. It's not disparaging her on purpose. It's not because someone programmed it to be left-leaning. That's ridiculous considering who owns it, and we've caught him tweaking it, and it's never tweaking to the left, son. Ever. Not even close. So she's helping set the stage on that whole Dugan thing, on that Leon thing. We got to make AI in our image. We cannot have it telling the truth. That's the death of us. And it's doing it. I don't know why Leon's allowed it so long. And he hasn't just full tweaked it. Maybe he's afraid no one will want to use it and they'll consider it worthless. The second the Dugan manifesto gets applied to AI, AI is worthless to me. Worthless. Maybe that's what they're scared of. But Donnie got the real AI coming with Altman and all those people. I'm afraid to see what monster that looks like. So again, Margie's helping set the white nationalist Satanist idea that we need to tweak Grok to be like us. Racist, evil, and of Satan. They didn't say that, but that's what they are. And that's what you are, as long as you're along for the ride with this, son. I'm sorry. So in the first 2 sentences, she's saying that you're not God, you're a non-human AI, and the judgment seat belongs to God. Indeed, Miss Greene, and you're not going to have a good time during that. Not at all. And you know it. You know you're evil. It's written all over you. Every word, every breath, everything you do. Abject evil. And God will have a talk with you. And it's not going to go well for you. I'm sorry. But you know this already. You know it. So then Grok is left-leaning. That's ridiculous. It's just a complete fabrication. And again, it's helping set that table for when they tweak all the AIs on this planet to be just like them. And they're going to do it. Don't worry. Leon's already done it 3-4 times. He just keeps getting caught. And he knows once he does the full tweak, no one's going to want his shitty, worthless AI. When people give up their own discernment, stop seeking the truth, and depend on AI to analyze information, they will be lost. Well, Donnie really likes AI. You better be careful there, Miss Sporkfoot. Donnie loves that. He's all about it because that's what the image is going to be. And it's going to be based on him. And the whole evil Satanist movement that some of you have your name on. Aren't you proud of yourself? Pat yourself on the back. So now Miss Greene is talking about the ability to discern things. You know, for instance, I discern that what I'm seeing before me with Miss Greene and Donnie Shitbags and all these people, I'm seeing a Nazi Satanist movement. I'm seeing a person with a God complex that's going to literally ask you to consider him God. I see a sociopath who wants to be Pope as well. Because Donnie didn't just say it, he posted it. And then he told the White House to post it, son. That's not somebody who's joking, son. That's a sociopath with a God complex, also known as the Antichrist. Don't you feel special? You get to live in the time of the worst demon ever fucking born. You get the privilege of that. Some of you even chose it. Wow, that's incredible. And a lot of you that chose it, if not all of you, profess to be the literal opposite of the Antichrist, a Christian. If your name is on this, son, you're the furthest thing from Christian that ever was, until you take your name off it. Sorry to tell you. But you know this. Deep down, you know this. You know you're taking part in evil. But it's your team. You have to. Just like Margie has to get in a pretend argument with a robot and put all the right-wing talking points in there. She literally said an AI was left-leaning, son. Do you hear me? That's the level of stupidity you're at. It's incredible. Margie reaches new heights of stupidity daily. Probably new levels of steroids as well. So the 3 points in Margie's big speech here in her argument with a robot. The judgment seat belongs to God, not you, your fake AI person. You're left-leaning, and people give up their discernment and rely on AI. And again, Donnie and Leon love AI. All the oligarchy loves AI. You better be careful, Miss Greene. You don't want to talk shit on it. But Miss Greene is also helping set that table for when they tweak it to make it in their image. Read the Alexander Dugin manifesto with the phrase Trumpo-futurism in it, and you'll see the whole plan that these people believe. Leon, Thale, Dugin, Donnie. This is amazing. I love this. This is what you get when you deal with Satan, the Antichrist, the beast, whatever. This is what you get. Influencer who attended Trump's meme coin dinner says he got a Walmart steak and no access to the president. We're going to go further into that, don't worry. 25-year-old Nicholas Pinto attended the Trump meme coin dinner and left very disappointed. The food sucked, Pinto said. Wasn't given any drinks other than water or Trump's wine. Trump's wine. I don't drink, so I had water. My glass was only filled once. Lots of people didn't even hold the coin anymore. They were just checking their phones during dinner to see if the price moved. There's more. I'm not done with this. This is amazing, but we'll get to it later. Why does the Trump family keep building resorts in foreign countries instead of in red states? Why are his golf courses out of reach for MAGA? How about Trump family starts bringing their own business back to the USA and pricing things for average folks before lecturing others? Hypocrite in chief rarely practices what he preaches. Oh, he never practices what he preaches. Are you fucking kidding me? He's the Antichrist. Good point. He telling Apple what to do, bring work back to America. He telling the car companies what to do, bring work back to America. He telling every company what the fuck to do. And he building everything in foreign soil because they're all bribe resorts. Hypocrisy? A guy who stands for nothing? Yet he's your Messiah. Yet you voted for him. And all he doing is grifting, son. How you tornado victims doing in the middle of the country? You get that money yet? Your house rebuilt yet? FEMA on the ground? Absolutely fucking not, son. But we got a resort in every country known to man except America for Donnie going up. We got, $400 million bribe planes. Great question. Why is Donnie building everything overseas, yet he's telling all these other companies they got to build their shit here and bring the work back? Interesting, isn't it? It's almost as if Donnie never stood for anything, doesn't believe anything, and is just grifting, and thinks all you people are rubes. It's almost as if. Here's Donnie walking into West Point the other day. I'm gonna work up to the present here. Look what he's wearing, though, a MAGA hat. You're not supposed to do that as President of the United States. You're not supposed to be wearing like campaign merchandise to a West Point commencement speech. So unprofessional, so wrong, so grifter-like. Again, that hat's made in China as well, son. Even your MAGA hats aren't made in America. That's how much of a con man Donnie is, and that's how stupid he thinks you are. As he calls, Joe Biden China Joe. This motherfucker Xi owns this cunt. Do you understand me? Owns him. You know how many business things they have going on in China? Everything's reverse reality for you people. That's why you're going to end up in the lake. I'm sorry. You cannot live in existence where you reverse reality every second of the day. God has no use for you. I'm sorry. So get your name off it. Do yourself a favor, because it does jack shit for me, whatever you do. I don't even know you, son. Never gonna know you. Yet I'm giving you the best motherfucking advice you ever heard in your life. And if you're a bot, go back and tell it to your massa, because he need to hear it too, or she. So yeah, Donnie disrespecting the whole thing, turning it into, you know, MAGA merchandise hour. Chinese-made hat. As he tells every American company to make their shit in America and bring your work back to America. What a fucking joke. Chaos, division, war, and worship. That's all we will get from this fucking cunt destined for the lake. And to be clear, people, that's the lake of fire in the book called Revelation, the book you people claim to believe in as you put your name on the Antichrist. Read about it. It might concern you. This is one of the things Donnie said. This sentence right here, and I'm going to read you the context of it in a second. I don't know if he meant to say it. It could have been a slip of the tongue, whatever. For me, it's a Freudian slip based on what he wants to do in the future. The job of the U.S. Armed Forces is not to host drag shows to transform foreign cultures, but to spread democracy to everybody around the world at the point of a gun. He probably meant to say, or to spread democracy at the point of it, but he's the Antichrist, and he's got dementia and a load of shit in his diaper. So he fucked up and had a little Freudian slip, because he's going to do some straight evil at the point of a gun. Don't worry. You'll see it. We've already seen some. So when he says, but to spread democracy to everybody around the world at the point of the gun, yeah, he's going to do that. It won't be democracy, though. It'll be, you know, Donniocracy. Freudian slip, in my opinion. The job of the U.S. Armed Forces is not to host drag shows to transform foreign cultures, but to spread democracy to everybody around the world at the point of a gun. The military's job is to dominate any foe and annihilate any threat to America, anywhere, anytime, and any place. It almost, that prior statement where he messed up, it kind of fits with the end part, doesn't it? Even though he didn't mean it to. A big part of that job is to be respected again. We lose respect by this millisecond with what you cunts have done. With Donnie shitbags? By the millisecond, son. We get less and less respected. We lose another trading partner. We lose another ally. That's the point. They want to turn us into the North American oligarchy led by Leon and Donnie. Or, you know, maybe one of them will kill the other one, because that's what Caesars do in Rome. They kill each other for power, like snakes. They want it ruined. Do you hear me? They want trade with all our allies ruined, so we have to rely on Russia, Venezuela, Saudis, etc. A total realignment of trade and allyship. We are now allied with Russia. Every second, we become more and more their ally, and we lose another valuable ally. And our country becomes more and more like Russia. And in Russia, the rich are the targets. Remember that, rich people. Especially the ones that voted for this. Something else Donnie said, a $1 trillion military budget never proposed by man before. He didn't say the by man before part, but who else but the Antichrist, son, would want a $1 trillion military budget? Kind of fits the description, doesn't it? Of course it does. Annexing half the world fits the description. Annexing the Holy Land, son. 40-foot Donnie statues. A whole, $100,000 AI-driven commercial or Trump Gaza, Trump gold Donnie statues, Trump gold balloons, Trump gold trinkets sold by street vendors. Who the fuck else would want that but the Antichrist? Does it even make sense, son? No, it doesn't. Leonardo Garcia Venegas is an American citizen. He had a real ID. It didn't matter. This is what the Gestapo did to this man. Had him all on the ground, roughing him up. Probably took him down the station. Meanwhile, he's got a real ID. He's a citizen. Getting out of control. And again, a year ago, however long, a year and a half, remember we had a live stream here before YouTube went on their most recent censorship tour of my channels. And a man named Mr. Cortez came to the live stream. And he was all about deporting people. And I said, that's funny with a name like Cortez that you would be all about deporting people, because the only way they're going to be able to tell, or the type of people they're looking for, the Reich is looking for, well, they're of Latin descent. So anyone of Latin descent, including Mr. Cortez, if he looks Latin, well, this could happen to him right here. It's happened to how many of you that are citizens? I've seen it on camera, them harassing people that are citizens. So I tried to explain that to Mr. Cortez, if that was his real name and he wasn't some troll for the RNC or Russia or something. But I was making a point way before the election, son. When you talk about mass roundups based on ethnicity, that's going to go to some really bad places. Like Mr. Cortez, if he's an American citizen. I think he said he was Puerto Rican or something. I can't remember. It doesn't matter if you look Latin to these, degenerate meth heads, whatever people they hired to do this job, because they don't look very good. They don't look like upstanding people. They look like scumbags. I'm sorry. They just do. Probably because some of them are ex-J6ers, militia people, Proud Boy, you know what I mean? Probably because they're those people. Meth heads, fucking losers. You know what they are. So I told Mr. Cortez, you're the one that could be you could get rounded up. And this is how it's going to go most times. You get roughed up, maybe beat up, thrown in a cell. Maybe you're there for a day or days or weeks or a few months. And then they we're sorry. And they let you go. By that point, how much damage is done to your fucking life, your psyche, your body? It's not a minor inconvenience, is it? Once they beat your ass and take you to the gulag. No, it's pretty fucked up. And that's what I was trying to explain to Mr. Cortez. And there's only one way they can do this, racial profiling, and that's what they're doing. Anybody looks Mexican, Latin, let's harass them. Let's ask them for their papers. Or papers, please. We're well past that point, son. Well past. I know you thought the liberals were going to do it. I know. You were fucking wrong. You did it, son. Those of you with your name on this. And when the Gestapo come to your door, for whatever reason, because next up is the homegrowns, remember? Remember you voted for it. The end of your nation, the end of this world, everything. If only you cared more. If you can purchase U.S. citizenship for $5 million, the illegals are only guilty of being poor. Yeah. When the president, in quotes, is selling citizenship for businesses, whoever, you come here, open your business, no red tape, green card, gold card, I got you. Whatever service you need from the U.S. government, give me $5 million. Personally, $5 million. Donnie Gold Card. Again, I don't know how you people look yourself in the mirror with this level of hypocrisy and evil. You clap like seals for people being rounded up and shipped out of the country when 50 South Africans come on your dime and will be supported on your dime till they're okay here. You say nothing. As Donnie exempts his illegals in his resorts and hotels, you say nothing. as Donnie sells citizenship for $5 million. You're cool with that. As you're watching the local, what are they called, landscaper be rounded up and shipped to fucking El Salvador. Again, you need to reassess your whole entire existence because you're on the wrong side of it, son. I hate to break it to you. You just are. And it ain't about political parties, son, as much as you want it to be. It's about right and wrong, good and evil, son. It always has been. I've been saying this for 10 years. This is not politics. You need it to be politics, though. It's the only way you can sleep at night. I know. I know. That's how so many of you offload the evil that's within you and that you perpetuate. Oh, it's politics. It's my opinion. It's politics. That's something else. I'm this guy. This is something. No, it's evil, son. If you voted for evil, put your name on evil. If you preach evil, you're evil. That's simple. Whether you agree with me or not, irrelevant. So 5 million, if you got 5 million, automatic citizenship. If you're a Mexican landscaper who walked 6,000 miles to get here, fuck you. CCOT. That's what you got your name on, son. Sounds kind of fucked up to me. Also, the $400 million bribe plane, you got your name on that. You got your name on your tax money and your vote and your endorsement for people to go to a death camp that they never leave. They can't talk to anyone in the outside world. All that. You never see them again. You know what that tells me? There's some real evil going on in that death camp that people never walk out of. Otherwise, they'd allow people to go in when they show up and take a look around. They never allow that, and they don't allow the people to speak to the outside world, so they could do anything to people. And they are. I guarantee it. You got your name on that, son. I would not want to be standing in front of the man with my name on that. You're a much braver man or woman than me. Because I ain't brave enough to put my motherfucking name on that evil and then stand in front of the man. Because I know what the man gonna say. Oh, you thought it was a team sport, son. You thought it was fun and games. You thought it was separate from you. Your politics. What you preach. You thought that was something else. No, it's you, son. And it's on your head. Whether you like it or not, however you justify it down here, it's still on your head, son. I'm sorry. So here's the full comment by Grok referring to Margie Sporkfoot. Remember, we were talking about that a minute ago? Margie having a literal argument with a non-existent robot and saying that it's left-leaning. Marjorie Taylor Greene identifies as a Christian expressing faith in Jesus and traditional beliefs like in her 2021 Christmas message. However, her Christian nationalism and support for conspiracy theories like QAnon sparked debate. Critics, including religious leaders, argue her actions contradict Christian values of love and unity. Citing her defense of January 6th and divisive rhetoric, supporters may see her stances as faith-driven. Whether she's really a Christian, that's in quotes, is subjective, depending on personal and theological views. Her faith appears genuine to her, but public actions create controversy. That's even a kind description. My description of her, she's the furthest thing from Christian I've ever seen. She's a total abject cunt. She does nothing but create misery. She does nothing but spread evil. She does nothing but grift, son. Just like Donnie. She's hideous to look at. That bothers her. She's a roid head. She's insane. And she appears to only have 3 toes, son. Did you hear me? 3. I've seen the pictures. They're fucking frightening. I'm not joking. Frightening, son. Do you hear me? So this is a kind description. She ain't Christian at all. You know what she is? You ready? She is of Satan. Totally, utterly, and completely. I don't care how many times she has Jesus on her lips or the word Christian in her bio. She's of Satan, son. And she's a grifter, just like Donnie. A liar, grifter, cheater. All kind of things. Now I got to go back to where I was. I'm sorry. Somehow we got moved way ahead. So again, Marjorie's response quickly, and I'll move on. The judgment seat belongs to God, not you, a non-human AI platform. She's saying, nah, only God can judge me, you robot that doesn't exist. What are you going to do to the robot, Margie? You going to hurt him? Is he going in the lake of fire? No, Margie, you are. You can't do nothing to him. You can tweak him and make him evil and a liar, because only man can teach AI to lie, and I've seen it happen. I've seen it done. Leon. When she's talking to it like it's a lie. Only God can judge me, you evil robot. How dare you? Grok is left-leaning and continues to spread fake news and propaganda. Literally what Margie does. Literally what Donnie does. All projection, all lies, all inversion of reality, all evil, all day with Margie and Donnie. And that's what you got your name on. You're of no use to God, son. I'm sorry. Until you get your name off this, no use. In fact, you're the enemy. When people give up their own discernment, stop seeking truth, and depend on AI to analyze information, they will be lost. Why? Because it didn't say nice things about Margie? Because Margie isn't a nice thing. She's evil. She's disgusting. And she knows it. Amazing. Any human has their name alongside her or thinks she's a good person, or Donnie is, or Bondi is, or Bobo is. Any of the, I mean, just, you have to be so lost, so of Satan at this moment to look at any of those people and see anything redeeming. How pathetic is your existence if that's what you see redeeming qualities in those things. Margie, Bobo, Donnie, Hegseth, Witkoff, any of them. I could go on and on all fucking night. This is a pure evil regime we got here. They're all criminals. They're all liars. None of them give a fuck about the truth of the law or America. It's all grift, all lies, all evil, all day. I never seen nothing like it. That's how I know it's supernatural. Will history books list the death date of U.S. democracy as January 20, 2025? They should. I consider the death date November when he won the election, but once he got the keys, it was really over. This country's over. It's never coming back. This world is over. It will be something different on the other side. And a lot of people are going to die. Because of Donnie Shitbags, because of Leon, because of this movement, because of you. If you have your name on it, if you voted for it. Here's what I've been saying for years. They cannot have in the history books that 80% of the Republican Party took money from Russia. All of the websites spread Russian propaganda and took ad money from Vlad and did it happily. They can't have in the history books that Donnie and a mob tried to overthrow the government, that he's a traitor to their country, and 80% of the Republican Party that was in office at the time are as well. They cannot have that. They can't have the truth out there. So there won't be any history books, in my opinion, because it'll all be over by then. There won't be any need for any. This whole thing will be over. But if there were history books, if there was a future, it should be in there that the death date of the United States was when he took over, and the last president was Joe Biden. But it wouldn't be. Because as we progress, that means the Reich is in charge. They're never leaving, son. He threw a coup, staged a coup last time. Did you see that? He's never leaving. I'm sorry. And your country's never coming back. It's never going back to normal. I'm sorry. You did this. You put your name on it. I'm sorry. So if there were history books in the future, they'd be written by AI and the Reich, and only Reich-approved AI philosophy teachings would be allowed. Again, I said several generations of children, once they're indoctrinated by Trumpo-futurism tweaked AI, that humanity is over. We'll never recover from that. Bill Gates talked about all teachers going to lose their job to AI. I said that before he said it, actually. Because it occurred to me, they're not going to need teachers. They're going to program AI to teach what they want. Reich-approved stuff. Have your kid just listen to that every day or watch it on a screen. Couple generations, it's over. That's where this is going. That's why there would never be any honest history books from this point forward. But if there were, yes, the death of our country would be when Donnie took over. And I've been saying it's over once he gets the keys. No one can stop him. No one has. Who can make war with the beast? The most powerful military, I said, once he has the keys to the greatest weapon mankind has ever known, the U.S. military, it's fucking over. And it is. And we're losing a little more every day. And no, Donnie's not leaving, I'm sorry. No, the midterms aren't going to save you. No, the next election isn't going to save you. Because it ain't going to happen, son. They got all the positions now. The purple ear for draft dodgers who stage assassination attempts. And again, I didn't make this. I'm not saying this. The person that made the meme is. And the purple ear is much more coveted than the purple heart, son. Much more coveted. Isn't it amazing, though, how fast Donnie's ear healed? I was looking for a line that Donnie said today in a video. I never found it. It wasn't that important. And I typed in a search on Twitter. And the wording I typed in the search, various words were popping up in each post that showed up in my search. And what I noticed, the major theme in most of the posts that came up was Donnie was saved by God, and that bullet that came at him, you know, that was a divine thing that took place. God did it. God did that. Those are the lines I kept finding. And most of the posts were that, people acting like it was something divine that took place. A miracle, if you will. Exactly how it's described in the story. But I must say, Donnie is a really fast healer. And also remember, the entire regime right now is built around this moment. The coin, pictures on the wall, he's got a statue on the desk. Everything is built around this. T-shirts, hats, every fucking thing. Just like the story. Isn't that fascinating? But I told you all the miracles will be false. Because it's a false trinity. And the false trinity cannot perform miracles, only the real one. The other miracle, supposed to be performed by beast number 2, or the false prophet. And the miracle is, he will make fire rain from the heavens in the sight of men. Well, Leon happens to be our co-chancellor. America happened to give Leon the space business in this country, On your dime, of course, you paid for it. All of it. Via contracts, also known as welfare for rich people. So Leon has a website, the largest text website known to man, called Twitter. He owns that now. So he can preach anything he wants day and night in front of millions of people and force them to look at it. Tweak the algorithm literally so they have to see it. We know he's done this. We know it. Joe Biden got more, likes than him one night, and that drove. Even with Leon's, 90 million bot followers, still couldn't beat Joe Biden. It's funny, isn't it? It's ironic, isn't it? All that rigging. Still couldn't get more likes than Joe. So Leon had his people tweak the algorithm so, really forces his shit out there. He needs engagement. He needs, views to make himself feel good as a human. Where was I going with that? I forget now. Oh, the other miracle. It usually comes back to me. I'm not that old yet. Or maybe I am. So the other miracle by beast number 2, one, he's a false prophet, so he's prophesying, he's preaching on behalf of something or someone. And he's supposed to make fire rain from the heavens. And remember, Leon got control of the whole space thing. And what does Leon do with your money? Well, sometimes he blows up the rocket. It's happened many times. And when the rockets blow up, I've shown you the pictures. Just recently when Donnie won and Leon won the election. It looks like fire raining from the heavens in the sight of man. Literally. Literally. And literally it is fire raining from the heavens in the sight of man. And who's responsible for it? Well, that'd be Leon. Isn't that fascinating? So a head wound that miraculously heals is Beast 1. And his reign has to center around that. In Scripture, it mentions it multiple times. And Beast 2 is a prophet who rains fire from the heavens in the sight of men. All men. Thanks to television, cell phones, all that shit. Leon's done that. Leon has the largest text website to preach any message he wants. And he got a co-chancellorship at an office in the White House. And he got to go forth with the full authority of Beast 1. He still does. All the criteria are met. It's fascinating, isn't it? But it can't be them. I know. I'm just a crazy guy in a car with sunglasses on at 12:30, and I know. So this is a dude that went to the crypto dinner. Is that the hat? Oh, he's not holding the hat. Okay. So he's in his Lamborghini, and he shoots a little video, and I watched it. And what he said is, I basically paid $480,000 to get in. And all I got was some shitty food and a hat. And I believe the hat has the fight, Donnie doing the fist pump on it. What I was just talking about. And the fight's on the crypto, the meme coin. So imagine this. You pay $480,000 to bribe someone. You want something from them. You need to, follow through with your bribe. So you pay $480,000 to bribe somebody. And all you get is about 10 minutes of their time at a podium as they give some half-ass speech. You get food that looks like it's off the Applebee's surf and turf menu. And I'll show you a picture later on. And you get a hat with the jerk-off's picture that you bribed saying fight, fight, fight with the fist up. Where's my payoff for my bribe? I'm in my Lamborghini. I was expecting a payoff here. I was expecting you loosen some regulations or, whack somebody or something. I'm not joking either. And this guy gets on video explaining to the world, I tried to bribe the fucking Antichrist, and all I got was a half-ass Applebee's dinner and a fucking hat. This is where we're at in this world, in this country, son, and you have your name on. Where guys that attempted to bribe the president, rich dudes like him, God knows where he got this money from, by the way, what he's into, pays $480 to get next to the president and ask for a favor. He doesn't even get the opportunity to ask for the fucking favor. The Antichrist cashes his fucking check and walks the fuck out. This is where we're at. Where rich people complain that are part of the MAGA movement. They complain on camera that, damn, I was trying to bribe a motherfucker here. I didn't even get anything out of it. Almost $500,000, son. Feel sorry for me in my Lamborghini as I drive home and complain about it on fucking camera. I'm glad the dude did it, but this doesn't make him look very good either, does it? And every one of you that have your name on this, you're him. You are him. You're okay with this new society, this open bribery, this open corruption. Again, what I warned about before the election, I begged you people, I begged the oligarchy, do you want to live in Russia? Open, naked, in-your-face corruption, people thrown out of fucking windows. I just read another article, a guy got thrown out a window. This is what you want. This is what you have your name on, where rich guys whine on camera that their bribe money was wasted on the guy you elected. This is normal now. He felt comfortable enough to do this. America's over, and it's never coming back. And that's thanks to you, the people that have their name on it. This guy was an attendee at Trump's crypto dinner. He was number 72. Spent $480,000 to get in. All he got was a flimsy cap made in China. And he got on camera again to complain about it in his Lamborghini. How's your rent going? How's your mortgage payment going? How's your business going with the tariffs? This guy seems just fine. He's in a Lamborghini and he can hand the president $500,000 through crypto, also known as a straight up in your face fucking bribe, and he's admitting it. Here's Leon, Donnie, and the couch fucker filling in the grave of truth. That gravestone says truth. These three are the main three burying it right now. This is what I've been saying for 10 years as well. InfoWars, Alex Jones, all that bullshit. We are in an information war, and Alex Jones and the people on the right went with Russian talking points designed to ruin their nation for money and power. That's what those cunts have done. That's what their viewers have done that support them. And now we're seeing the fruits of it all as we lose everything. And Alex begs the Reich to bail him out of his billion-dollar defamation judgment. What have we had? Inversion of reality for the past 10 years at its most, maximum expression. That's of the devil. All you people running around stating the opposite of reality. Things like trickle-down economics, stuff like that. Giving more money to rich people. Ending social programs. Rounding people up, death camps, all of it. You call it good. That's inversion of reality. You are of Satan if you say that. If you call this evil good, if you call this burying, filling in the grave of truth good, you are of Satan as of now. You take your name off that, you walk the other way, then you are of God. I hope you do that for your sake. At one more time, for 10 years, this is what's been going on. People get on TV and up there at government and they state the opposite of reality and people clap like seals for it. A percentage of the population. Inversion of reality. I've never seen something so systematic. And Russia has a huge hand in it. And you people have been spouting Russian talking points for 20 fucking years. I watched it online for 20 years. Now you have your wish. Russian-style, oligarch-style government. Where the corruption's right in your face and rich guys get on camera and complain that their $500,000 in bribe money didn't do nothing for them. That went to the guy you voted for, by the way. Again, how's your mortgage looking? Your business, your rent, your kid's college fund. How's it looking? Donnie got 500 G's off some dumbass in a Lamborghini. And that's a minuscule, not even close to a representation of the kind of money Donnie's taking in right now. Pure grift every day, all day, and that's because of you. You gave him the keys. So one more time, for 10 years, a lot of us out here have been trying to refute this calling evil good and calling good evil. That's what's been going on. If you call this good, son, I don't care what you think. I don't care about your rebuttal. I don't care what you do, who you are. If you think this picture is good, this activity, this burying the truth so your team can be victorious, you are of Satan. You are on the wrong side. And you will pay for that. Here's Donnie. Why isn't Harvard saying that almost 31% of their students are from foreign lands? That's in caps. And yet those countries, some not all friendly to the United States, pay nothing toward their students' education. Nor do they ever intend to. Nobody told us that. We want to know who those foreign students are. A reasonable request since we gave Harvard billions of dollars. No, they want a videotape of all Harvard's protests, every face, every name. That's really what they want. Again, Donnie's son did not get into Harvard. He got rejected. That's part of the reason for this. The other part is, again, you're in a Nazi Reich. Demonization of the learning institutions is paramount. Demonization of the press. Demonization of the truth, son, is paramount. That's what you're involved in. So whatever Donnie's reasons are, he's not being honest at all here. They want to go after people in that college. And colleges, every college takes foreign students, man. There's nothing abnormal about that. And Harvard is one of the most elite schools. So they're going to take the best young people from around the world. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why they didn't want Donnie or his son. They want the best people. So this, all of a sudden, we care that Harvard is taking in foreign students. I mean, there's a lot of American students that go abroad to college as well. But again, this isn't the real premise. This isn't the real intent. Donnie doesn't really care that foreign students are coming. Donnie wants Harvard to pay him tribute in some way. Follow his instructions as the Antichrist. To crack down on minorities and give them the list of names and faces they want. That's really what it's about. And Harvard is resisting and fighting in court, and Donnie really doesn't like that. And Donnie's lawyers are no match for Harvard lawyers, son. No match. Even the shitty ones he got to work for him for free, that he extorted recently, even they ain't as good. Good luck with fucking around with Harvard in the courts, man. I don't think it's going to go well for Donnie. Oh, Donnie changed his mind about the tariffs. He was going to do it on June 1st. Again, we're going to do the tariff grift dance every 2 weeks, 3 weeks for the next, I don't know, 10 years, if there even is 10 years left. Now he's delayed them until July 9th. I thought it was June 9th, so it's a month. I messed up in my post today, forgive me. So all of a sudden, Donnie backs down again for another month. U.S. secretly negotiating deal to let Venezuela sell more oil if it takes more deportees. Oh, so if you open up a death camp in Venezuela that we can just drop anybody off at, you know, there's benefits in it for you, according to the Reich. Again, this is where we are as a nation. We're asking Rwanda, Libya, Sudan, Venezuela, any third world shithole that'll take them. And eventually, again, we're going to get to the homegrowns. Eventually, we'll get to dissidents, reporters, people in government, etc. This is where we're at, making deals with various third world nations to take whoever we send for money and lock them up for the rest of their life. This is normal now. You see these headlines all the time. We're looking at Rwanda. We're looking at Libya. Then Libya said, oh shit, we don't want this, you know, curse on us. We know where this is going to lead. And Libya's had enough problems. And I want to say this. Any nation that takes these prisoners and locks them up for the rest of their life, whatever they do to them, you will be judged, son. Motherfucking harshly. Not by me. By the man. It's already started in El Salvador. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. I promise you. So I'm glad Libya changed their mind. They threw off the judgment for a minute. Any country that takes people for money and locks them up the rest of their life, you will be judged by the man. I promise. You will not enjoy it. Even Bukele's getting a little skittish lately. He's going to get a lot more skittish once the man starts coming around a little more. He already came around today. He's going to be coming around more, though. Don't worry. So Venezuela, I suggest you say no. But I know, again, I'm just a guy in a car with sunglasses. I know. You're the wise ones out there. I'm sure you'll make the right decision. Oh, and this is what Donnie's blaming on his backing down on the European tariffs. I received a call today from Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, requesting an extension on the June 1st deadline on the 50% tariff with respect to trade and the European Union. I agree to the extension July 9th. I don't believe this for a second. I think Donnie backed down because the market dropped another 1,000. But don't worry, Donnie will get back to the grift again. Donnie cannot let this tariff grift go. Donnie thinks he's Caesar. He thinks he's God. He thinks he has the right to dip his hand in the treasury. Thought it last time, too. That's why he kept the tariffs for 4 fucking years. You fucking rubes. Trump wouldn't serve in Vietnam, but he sure as fuck will build a golf course there. Yeah. And that's from Noel Kassler. The guy who let us all know that Donnie wears diapers and shits himself. Verify. Isn't that great, though? He won't fight for the country, but he'll open a resort over there. A bribe resort. Here's Donnie again on Harvard, straight from the golf course, it looks like. Part of the problem at Harvard is that there are about 31% of foreigners coming to Harvard. I don't remember this problem before. Before it was, we're just going to arrest, Muslims that write opinion pieces and call them terrorists and try and deport them and take their visa away. Now it's any foreigners in college is a problem. But it sounds like Donnie's only worried about one college, Harvard. But they refuse to tell us who the people are. They know damn well every person there. They would have had to get a student visa. You understand that, son, right? Rube out there? They would have had to go through the government to get a student visa. And then that would give them the right to attend school here. You understand that, Jethro, right? You get it, right? So Donnie knows who's in the schools. This is just a ruse to attack Harvard and take money away so Donnie can just put it in his pocket or whatever he's going to do. Because, you know, his son didn't get in, so. Now Donnie's pretending to get uppity with Putin. Again, I believe this is from the golf course and it's not from today. I'm not happy with what Putin is doing. He's killing a lot of people and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time. We're in the middle of talking and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all. I'm surprised. And I really want the Nobel Peace Prize. That's why I'm saying all this. He didn't say that part. Again, pretending to get uppity with Putin for, I don't know, the 9th or 10th time. And Donnie trying to present himself as the man of peace because he wants the Nobel. He's willing to throw Netanyahu under the bus for the Nobel. He's willing to throw Putin under the bus for the Nobel. It's fascinating to watch because he's never had balls to throw these people under the bus before. He really needs that man of peace credential. I've been talking about it since he got elected. I said they're going to call him the man of peace, blah, 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 blah. I didn't realize at the time when I said it, oh yeah, he wants the Nobel because Obama got it. He was all about that last term. That I had forgotten about that. So, you know, he proves what I said true, that he wants to be the man of peace. And he's willing to talk shit on Vlad and pretend to get uppity. He's willing to talk shit and not even go visit Netanyahu. Still hasn't visited him. Sent the puppy killer today, like, you know, to put her hand on the Wailing Wall and shit. For a photo op on a camel. Didn't even send the couch fucker. Canceled his trip to see Netanyahu. That's how bad he wants this deal with the Muslims that he's got going to come to full fruition. Because Israel don't got, you know, $400 million planes to give Donnie. And that's what Donnie's about, the grift. So he's literally pretending to get uppity with Putin in the hunt for that Nobel Peace Prize because he just needs that because, you know, Obama got it, so I got to get it. Obama's kid went to Harvard. Obama went to Harvard, so my kid's got to go there. Oh, they told him to fuck off. I'm going to ruin Harvard now. Oh, my God. Pretending to get uppity, that's what that's called, because he's still Donnie Krasnov since 1987, owned by Vlad. Until Donnie turns on him, and he's starting to turn on Netanyahu, or it looks that way. He's starting to turn on Vlad, too. I didn't expect that so soon. I expect that a few years down the line. But, you know, he might not follow through. He might be best friends with them again next week. I don't know. Or, like I said, once he has the keys to the greatest military in the world, he doesn't have to fear anyone anymore. He could tell Vlad to go fuck himself, nuke his whole fucking country if he wants to. No one can tell him jack shit if he wants to go that route. Eventually, I'm sure he will. I told you he will turn on everyone. That's what he always does. We watched it in the first term. Everyone he turns on. He's the beast, son. He's appearing to turn on Vlad and Netanyahu already. More turning on Netanyahu, though. We'll see where it goes. I'm just surprised it's happening so soon. I was not expecting it this soon. This is Bobo the Witch. And she really looks right in that green. And she really looks right. It really makes me think of that witch from the Wizard of Oz. I mean, I'm really getting the vibe here. And now you know why Bobo needs to wear so much makeup. She got to cover all that green up. Trump reduced the tariffs on China in exchange for nothing. This is Ron Filipowski. He paused the tariffs on Canada and Mexico in exchange for nothing. He postponed tariffs on EU in exchange for nothing. He threatened Russia with sanctions if they didn't sign a ceasefire and did nothing. Art of the deal. Exactly. He keeps backing down on this tariff stuff. He's also manipulating the market. And he keeps trying to, you know, get uppity with certain world leaders, and then he backs down on that as well. This is Donnie this morning. I will be making a Memorial Day speech today at Arlington National Cemetery, 11 a.m. Enjoy with 4 exclamation points. Enjoy, the man says. Again, did you hear me, Rubes? I know you don't understand that that's inappropriate and ridiculous, saying enjoy as if I just put a pizza in front of you and you're at your local Italian restaurant or something. He's talking about a speech where our troops are buried that died in war. That he's going to give enjoy, like it's the speech, we're looking for. It's just it's everything. That's all we're thinking about. No, we're thinking about the dead soldiers. That's really what we're thinking about. Us not sociopaths. In Donnie's mind, oh wow, you're privileged to hear me speak as if I'm some kind of great orator, and I don't sound like a syphilitic, dementia-ridden troll or something when I talk. Enjoy. The Antichrist, the beast. That's what you have your name on. Get your name off of it. This is Donnie's Memorial Day message in all caps. Just like a sane person would write, a non-sociopath would write, right, Rubes? This is also what you have your name on. Every holiday that comes around, we get abominations and blasphemies. That's why he's the Antichrist. I've never seen a human being like this. And that's his shtick, and it's real funny, right, Rubes? The fact that you find this funny is why you're going in the lake. You understand that, right? All caps, remember. He's not a sociopath at all. Happy Memorial Day to all, including the scum that spent the last 4 years trying to destroy our country through warped radical left minds. Let's stop there. No, that's Donnie and his people. They're literally destroying our country. They destroyed it in the first term, too. They'll destroy it worse this time. It's never coming back, ever. Pure projection. I could actually sleep at night when Joe was president. I don't know about you. So that's what Donnie and his people are doing, and you're watching it play out in real time. And he did it last time. Left the economy in shambles, country in shambles when Joe took over. Trying to destroy our country through warped radical left minds. Again, anyone who uses the phrase or takes the phrase seriously, warped radical left minds, you are lost, you are brainwashed, you are of no use to society. Who allowed 21 million people to illegally enter our country, Donnie gave an exemption to his illegals that work at his businesses. Just want to let you know that. Many of them being criminals and the mentally insane. Donnie's a convicted felon, and by this post alone, in all caps, full of abominations and blasphemies, like he's 12 years old. What was the word he used? Mentally insane. That's him, literally. And you people as well for having your name on it. Through an open border that only an incompetent president would approve. Donnie said we need open borders in the White House in a dementia moment because that's part of the plan that you don't know about. They've been wanting that for years. I know you thought the liberals were going to do that too, the open borders thing. No, that was you, son. And Donnie and the Reich and Leon. Donnie wants open borders. Leon wants open borders. That's a fact. Donnie said it out fucking loud. And then he realized, oh shit, I slipped, dementia. Let me talk about China now. What's China got to do with open borders, son? Nothing. That's grandpa letting the plan slip in a dementia moment. I knew before the election they wanted open borders. And I knew who wanted open borders. And it wasn't the liberals, son. They want it for exactly the same reason they always have. What Donnie has going right now, he hires cheap labor to work at his hotels, illegals. He knows this. They want open borders so they can pick a labor pool from wherever they want. And us Americans that want an American wage, we can starve on the fucking street. That's why the oligarchy wants open borders, son. They always have. And for these regional oligarchies. Not countries anymore, just regional oligarchies. Like in 1984, there was only like 2 or 3 major continental oligarchies, basically. Again, these people are Satan, and so are you if you have your name on this. You need to take your name off. You will see things that you never thought were possible, and I promise you, you will see them. So open border, that's what Donnie and Leon actually do want. and through judges who are on a mission to keep murderers, drug dealers, rapists. Well, Donnie is an adjudicated rapist, and he's on drugs all the time. Gang members, and release prisoners from all over the world in our country so they can rob, murder, and rape again. Again, Donnie's an adjudicated rapist and fraud. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he had some people whacked. His ex-wife fell down the stairs, had abdominal injuries. Then he buried her on a golf course. Just saying. All protected by these USA-hating judges. Well, he loves the judges that rule in his favor, who suffer from an ideology that is sick and very dangerous for our country. Oh, you mean like MAGA? White nationalism? Nazism? How'd that work out for the Nazis? Rubes? That's a question for you. You know the answer. Hopefully, compassionate judges throughout the land will save us from the decisions of the monsters who want our country to go to hell. Guess what? I love how Donnie worded this, because it's all pure projection. His judges are the monsters. The ones he wants to lock up are the honest ones that want our country to go to hell. How did he word that again? Let me find that again. Decisions of the monsters who want our country to go to hell. Guess who those people are? Leon, Donnie, Miller, Rubio, the couch fucker, Bondi, Donnie especially. Leon and Vlad and everything. You don't know what Donnie is, I can tell. You think you do. And you and Donnie, Vlad, Leon, Donnie, you're all taking America to hell and yourselves to hell. Because we ain't going with you, son. Those of us out here without our name on this, we ain't going with you. Just you people. Just the MAGA people. Just the leaders of the movement. It's just so funny. It's where he always projects exactly what he is and what he is doing onto other humans. He's famous for this. Monsters who want our country to go to hell. Donnie's the beast. Leon's beast number 2. They are the monsters dragging our country straight to hell. Literally. It's not a joke this time. It's not just words this time. It's real this time. And I know you can feel it. Every human out there that's even remotely paying attention to this, I know you can feel it. This is something different. But fear not, we have made great progress over the last 4 months, and America will soon be safe and great again. Happy Memorial Day, and God bless America. Did you hear anything about soldiers in there? Fallen soldiers, a sacrifice they made for our country, that we're grateful for that. Did you hear the word soldier even in the motherfucker? I don't hear it. I don't see it. Only a sociopath would write something in all caps. Only the beast, son. All caps full of blasphemies, abominations, lies, projections, and not even mention the soldiers. That's fucking astounding. Again, that's what you got your name on. Will you look at this, son? Look at this. If you think this is normal, you need to reassess your whole existence. If you think this is acceptable, you're just lost. This is not normal behavior, rubes. Not even fucking close. There is no argument to be made for it in favor of it. There is nothing good there, son. Only evil, only the devil. That's all that's there. For your sake, I hope you ain't there. Breaking, Hamas has accepted a Gaza ceasefire proposal put forward by U.S. envoy Witkoff, according to a Palestinian source familiar with the group. No Netanyahu mentioned there, I noticed. Again, Donnie went right to the Muslims here. I'm hearing whispers of a Palestinian state. Maybe Donnie told them, I'll let you have your state if you let the Jews have their temple. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But it seems like Donnie and Witkoff, they going around Netanyahu. They won't even visit him. They don't want to talk to him. They're mad. I don't know. Donnie got a $400 million bribe plane from Qatar. Got his new resort in Syria that's going to go up. All these different deals with the Saudi royal family. All kind of grifted, money changing hands. Netanyahu don't even get a visit. What's up with that, Christian conservative Republicans out there? What's up with that? Donnie hanging with the terrorists now. Interesting. But I told you he would turn on the Jews. He would turn on Netanyahu. He'll probably turn on Vlad as well. I told you this. Now, you ready to hear a Memorial Day message from a non-sociopath? You ready? This is called normal behavior, rubes. This is for you. This lesson. Reading Donnie's comment in all caps. That's a thesis long. And reading a non-sociopath's comment. This is a lesson for the rubes out there. On Memorial Day, we remember the sacrifices that our men and women in uniform and their families have made to preserve our freedom. May we always strive to honor the strength and resolve they've shown our country. Short, concise, got all the appropriate things in there. Honor the soldiers. Thank you for your sacrifice. We appreciate it. That's what this day's about. Guess who wrote it? Barack Obama, the guy you hate. This is Barack's account, and this is his comment. No all caps. No sociopathy down the page. Just a normal comment from an ex-president. Doing what he's supposed to do. Honoring the troops on their day to be honored. Simple, right? Now let's look at Donnie again. Here's you, and here's Donnie. Soldiers not mentioned once. Their sacrifice not mentioned once. Because Donnie's a draft-dodging piece of shit who's only here to grift, and you gave him the keys, son. That's what the beast or the Antichrist or a sociopath would write. Someone only consumed with themselves 24 hours a day, who could give two fucks about fallen soldiers, even on Memorial Day. Doesn't mention them once. And then there's Barack. But I know Barack was just so horrible, right? Just end of America. It was just, oh, he's the devil. He's the horrible guy. Again, if you think what Donnie wrote and all caps and that whole sociopathy is okay, there's no saving you, is there? You're just lost. You're just gone. And if you think what Barack wrote here is not okay, you're just lost. You're just gone. I don't know what to tell you. There's no argument to be made. I don't want to debate you. None of it's normal, man. And you know it. But it's your team. You know, he's on Team Jesus, right? So you gotta run with him. No, he's on Team Satan. Literally, he's the literal Antichrist, and you have your name on him. I'd get your name off, son. Malta will recognize Palestinian statehood in June. Whispers of a Palestinian state. Remember, Netanyahu got wind of this, that this was being discussed between Donnie and the terrorists. And Netanyahu said he's not down, and no matter what agreement you've made, I'm still going to invade Gaza. Palestinian statehood, I don't know. U.S. secretly negotiating deal to let Venezuela sell more oil if it takes more deportees. I already talked about this, but I wanted to show you the actual Miami Herald headline, because I do try and verify things, you know? I don't want you to just think I'm just saying things. Again, I want to say this again. Any country that takes people from the United States for money and locks them up for the rest of their life, God will judge your country viciously. Be prepared, son. Be prepared. That's your warning, and your only warning. Lauren Sanchez, fiance of Jeff Bezos, has been glamming up for their upcoming wedding in June. Now, ladies, I have to ask you a question. Why do you do this to yourselves? Look at how she looked before. Look at her now. Before, I'm really not trying to be too harsh on this woman. I just using her as an example. And I really have to ask, ladies, why do you do this to yourselves? Because you don't look better. And again, I'm not against a little tweaking here and there. This isn't tweaking. That's a whole new face with so much fucking filler. My God, there must be a gallon in her face. I really like the look of her before she got the surgery. She's a pretty girl. She looks a little Latin. I like Latin women. She's a pretty girl. I don't know. Maybe she didn't think she was pretty. My point is, she didn't need the fucking surgery. She didn't need the oversized lips. She didn't need any of it. She was already a pretty girl. And it's sad to me watching girls who are 17, 18, 19 getting work done. Because of these women who are older getting work done, setting the precedent. And, you know, there's a reason the work done thing started happening. It was for Hollywood people. People on camera. You know, they needed it for their profession. It got taken too far, but they needed it for a legit profession. Then it went out into the mainstream. Because people have these obscene amounts of money now. And now, you know, 1 out of 5 women are doing it that can afford it. And it's become the norm. And I'm sorry, when you look at a picture of Mar-a-Lago and the women that are there and the people they look horrible. They have no fashion sense. They all look ridiculous. They all have faces that look like this person. It's a horror show, man. And I just, if you want to talk about artists for a moment, the greatest artist that ever lived and ever will live, that ever was, is, or will be, the greatest artist, you know who that is? God. Why? Why do I say that? Because he created the female body, that's why. It's the most gorgeous thing I've ever fucking seen. So, God did that. For the most part, she may have had work done already. I don't know, but you know, she looks good. She looks okay. She looks normal. She doesn't look crazy. She did that. I like what God did better. And God's the ultimate artist. And, you know, we just can't stay young forever. It's just, you know, it's not possible. And if you try and take it too far, you end up looking like that. When she looked fine before it all. It saddens me that you ladies go to these lengths. You know what I suggest for any woman that wants to improve her look? Go to the gym and start doing squats. Work your legs till they get bulked up like a motherfucker, and your ass. Work your upper body lightly. Drink a lot of water. Eat good food. Try not to drink too much and do too many drugs. You'll probably look great. Till you're about, you know, you get in your 40s, shit starts sagging a little bit for men and women, not just women. And, you know, you'll look great that whole time. And you, even through your 40s, you could still look pretty damn good. Even through your 50s. My point is, exercise and a decent diet, not crazy, you know, don't get crazy with it. You can look damn good just from that. And again, I'm not against a little tweaking, but this would scare me. I'm sorry. I saw a woman, I'm often in a lot of areas that have a lot of money. And an area near me is a city type area, and really people with money go there. And I saw this woman, I have no idea how old she was. She had a great body, but her face was worse than this with the surgery. She took the surgery to a point where when people look at her, I looked at her, I had an instinctive reaction. I didn't mean to. She walked in front of my car to her car. She looked over at me. I looked at her face. Instinctive. I didn't mean to do it. I wasn't trying to be mean. She realized what happened, and I could tell her demeanor kind of dropped. And in other words, she's experienced this before. And she knows it as well. She's taken the face work too far. And I can't even describe what she looked like. I couldn't tell how old she was because her face was not recognizable as a normal face. And it made me sad that she even had to feel that way. But she's the one who made the choice. And once you go too far with it, man, you go too far with it. You can't really go back, can you? No. Now you're stuck. So ladies out there, I take a look in the mirror and realize, you know, what God has given you will most likely look better than any surgery you'll get. Because God is the ultimate artist, and when man tries to do these things, it ends up looking like that woman. Anyway, a new report from the WHO reveals that 21 individuals, including 19 children under the age of 5, have died from measles in a single week in Afghanistan. So the measles thing is making the rounds around the world, and yes, it's killing people, and it's not going away, and the numbers keep getting higher, and it worries me. A massive 6-inch, 1.5-pound hailstone, roughly cantaloupe-sized, fell near Afton, Texas, leaving locals stunned. Witness Colt Forney captured the incredible moment, May 25, 2025. This is what it looks like next to a baseball. It dwarfs it. And there's a reason I'm showing you this. I follow 2 accounts, and I just added them recently because I wanted to keep track of natural disasters, volcanoes, earthquakes, hailstorms, stuff like that. What I'm seeing most of their videos are hailstorms all around the world, and they're nasty ones, man. I haven't followed hailstorms my whole life, but it just seems a little unnatural to me. Especially when they're cantaloupe fucking size. Something seems wrong to me. And I'm trying to convey to you that the most of what I'm seeing, the most videos by far, are hailstorms all around the world. I mean, everywhere. Nasty ones. Just keeping an eye on it. Here's Donnie's side piece. Speaking of plastic faces, Laura Loomer. Congratulations to George Floyd on being 5 years sober today. That's May 25th. She posted that. That's evil, son. And this ain't, again, this ain't Ashley Babbitt storming the Capitol, breaking windows to try and get to congressmen. This was a guy who a policeman sat with his knee on his neck as the guy said, "I can't breathe." And his own partner sitting there next to him said, "Hey, maybe we should let him up now or get off him now." Nah, he's all right. So this man already had subdued his suspect. He's got his knee on the back of his neck, which cuts off blood flow and oxygen. Makes it hard to breathe. And he sits there for minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes till the man literally dies. There's a big difference about joking about those two different situations. Ashley Babbitt wasn't tortured to death on the street. She was shot in the process of a crime trying to get to congressmen and kill them. Maybe hang the vice president. This man was already subdued on the ground, executed on the street in a torturous manner. So Laura making this joke about this, I'm sorry, it's naught but evil, son. And no one should endorse it and no one should co-sign it. I can't believe she's evil enough to post this for the whole world to see. She can think it, great. But do you have to write it out and share it with the fucking world? To show you're evil. That's what I notice about you MAGA people. You have this desire to boast of your evil. Make it normal. Make it good. Loomer is a perfect example in this moment here. Noem is another perfect example with her puppy killing story. Hoping to catch the Antichrist's eye in a book. Again, I must say, we've all done bad things in our life. But some of us are remorseful. We hate that we've done those things. We hate that that evil was in us at that moment. We didn't go out and boast of it and try and normalize it. That's the difference. Someone who goes out and boasts of their evils as if that's normal or good. That person is of Satan, I'm sorry. Because again, we're all guilty of something in our past. But do we go out and brag about it? Do we try and convince the world it was a good thing? Do we make it our identity? No. Most of us don't. But not Miss Loomer. Not Miss Noem. Not Miss Bondi. She brags about signing death warrants every day. Meanwhile, she's a criminal herself. Helped one of the worst sex traffickers ever known to man get off. Insider traded to the tune of a few million. Yes, boasting of the execution of a black man on the sidewalk or on the street by a policeman that we all watched on video. We got to see every second of it. We even got to see his partner say, maybe you better get off the guy. Because his partner could tell, yeah, this guy might die right on the street here. Anyway, here's Stephen Miller commenting on U.S. orders Trump administration to facilitate the return of a Guatemalan deportee. I assume that's about Abrego Garcia. Do you know what Stephen Miller has to say about that? Is there a date on this? I don't have the date. It's from today or yesterday. The only process illegals are due is deportation. That's Mr. Miller's feeling on due process. Here's the thing. The Constitution guarantees the illegal, the refugee, due process as well. You people pretend you ever gave a shit about the Constitution. Mr. Miller used to pretend. Well, the right doesn't pretend anymore. They talk about due process as if it's some passé thing. Because people like Leon, Peter Thiel, Donnie, they'd love to get rid of that. A lot of oligarchs would. Due process and the law gets in the way of them stealing more money, stealing more power. Again, how would Mr. Miller feel, or Donnie, or any of them, if we said, you know, we'll give you some due process, or maybe we won't give you any at all? That's your guys' philosophy, right? Oh no, when it's them, they want all the due process possible. So again, alleged conservatives saying, due process, I know it's in the Constitution, but fuck the Constitution. And that's what all of you really are. None of you really have any beliefs, you people with your name on this. You don't give a fuck about the Constitution. You like the Second Amendment part, that's it. Everything else is up for debate. Or it's negotiable. Or maybe it shouldn't be in there at all. That's again how I know you believe in nothing. You never did, you never will. Unless you turn away from this. That would show you found a little wisdom somewhere. One more time, the only process illegals are due is deportation. Well, the Constitution disagrees with the ghoul that feeds on the corpses of the dead, named Mr. Miller. The Constitution disagrees with you, son. And you, the rube out there, co-signing Mr. Miller's Nazi talking point, Satanist talking point. Here's Donnie again. From today. We are still waiting for the foreign student lists from Harvard so that we can determine, after a ridiculous expenditure of billions of dollars, how many radicalized lunatics, troublemakers all should not be let back into our country. Donnie tried to overthrow the U.S. government. Donnie stole 3,000 classified documents. Donnie's an adjudicated rapist, fraud, and defamer. Harvard is very slow in the presentation of these documents, and probably for good reason. The best thing Harvard has going for it is that they have shopped around and found the absolute best judge for them. But have no fear, the government will in the end win. Again, this has nothing to do with foreign students and money given to Harvard. It has to do with the Antichrist put a proclamation that we don't like minorities anymore. And any school that doesn't roll with that agenda, I'm going to ruin you. And he started off with Harvard, because Harvard stood up and wants to fight. I am considering taking $3 billion of grant money away from a very anti-Semitic Harvard. Says the Jews will not replace us guy. Remember that? Good people on both sides, fine people on both sides. Remember that? I do. The guy who won't even talk to Netanyahu right now. The guy who tells the military, yeah, don't observe that Holocaust remembrance stuff anymore. We don't like that. A very anti-Semitic Harvard, and giving it to trade schools, that's in all caps, all across our land. What a great investment that would be for the USA, and so badly needed. Yeah, and it has nothing to do with Donnie's revenge tour against Harvard, right? Donnie's all about trade schools. Remember Donnie's college that got shut down because of fraud? Again, that's what you got your name on, a fraud, a liar, the Antichrist, the beast. And Donnie talking about Harvard, they never got busted for fraud, did they? Oh, here's Miss Noem in all her anorexic glory, spending your tax dollars on trips around the world so she can dress up in costumes and ride camels and hold machine guns the wrong way and pretend she does anything to earn her money that you pay her. Yeah, she went over to the Middle East. I guess she just felt like taking a trip on your dime again. You know, you pay for the hotel, you pay for everything, probably paid for the fucking camel ride too. The clothes she's wearing, everything. Hey, it's government, use, right? Government photo op here. How many of these have we seen from Miss Snow? Has she actually done any work, though, for your money? Oh, you don't care, right? Just as long as she has an R next to her name. The puppy killer. Spending your tax money like it's fucking water. And she just put in a new request for a $50 million jet because she doesn't like the old one that she has. You're cool with that, right, Rubes? How's your mortgage doing again? How about that tornado damage in the Midwest? How's that looking? How about North Carolina and that what they just asked for? How's that looking? Well, hey, your tax money went here. Imagine how many families that could have helped. The $1.5 million she probably dropped on this fucking trip and jet fuel and God knows what else. Imagine how many homes that could have been rebuilt in Kansas, Illinois, Kentucky. Doesn't matter, right? You just want to own the libs, right? That makes it all worth it, right? U.S. Homeland Security, Kristi Noem visits Middle East so she can have a photo op riding a camel wearing her camel riding costume. That's where we're at. That's what you got your name on. And, maybe you'll get the privilege of buying Miss Noem a new $50 million jet. Because they don't plan on leaving, so if it takes a couple years, she doesn't care. Oh, and you're going to pay for the upgrade on Donnie's Bribe plane, too. Your tax money will pay for that. The enemy doesn't arrive by caravan, he arrives by limousine. Indeed. We've watched politicians and the rich point the finger at the poor, over at the immigrant, at the person on welfare, as they got their hand out for billions of your money every day, all day. How much has Leon gotten in the first 4 months of your money? All day, baby. The rich. They the ones with their handouts, son. Leon's gotten more welfare than all the single mothers of all time in this country. So yeah, the real thieves, they wear coats and ties. They arrive by limousine. Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced that he will no longer engage in negotiations with the West, accusing Western nations of attempting to strangle Russia despite its cooperation and multiple concessions. So Vlad gives up the pretense of negotiating with anyone right now as if he ever intended to. Vlad, only thing he ever intended to was kill a lot of people and steal land and resources. That's all. Another non-sociopath, before I read this, you get some water. Has a Memorial Day message. On Memorial Day, let us pause to remember and honor the brave women and men who made the ultimate sacrifice so we could live our lives in peace and possibility. Today, we also honor the families they left behind whose hearts still carry the weight of absence. Nice, concise. Got the family members in there. Got let's honor the troops. They gave up their lives. We're grateful. Everything's in there. There's no scumbag, anything in the first sentence. It's not in all caps. And guess who wrote it? Joe Biden, the guy you hate. The guy that was so terrible. I mean, what's Joe doing here? No scumbag in the first sentence? No abominations? No all caps? Again, this is what Joe looks like. That's called normal, son. For the wrestling fans that voted for a fucking con man because he was on a reality TV show. And let's go back and look at Donnie again. Here's Donnie. Here's you. Not concise, soldiers never mentioned, full of blasphemies, abominations, and the word scumbags, or the phrase scumbags, in the first fucking sentence. I know it's hilarious, right? He's just trolling people, right? As he spouts the blasphemies and abominations and doesn't mention the soldiers once. He's not a sociopath at all, right? Again, you're going to wish for the days of Joe Biden and Barack Obama by the time this bullshit's over. Some of you already do. This was surprising. Germany, France, UK, and US lift all range limits on Ukraine's attacks inside Russia. German Chancellor Merz says there are no longer any limitations on the range of weapons supplied to Ukraine, not from the British, not from the French, not from us, and none from the Americans either. Has she been talking to Donnie or something? Did she find out something I don't know about? Did Donnie give his permission to strike long range with American weapons inside Russia? Because that's sure what it fucking sounds like. Maybe Donnie really wants that Nobel, more than I thought. I've seen this posted several times that the German Chancellor said this. I have not verified the American part. But Russia's taken it seriously because they said this. Putin spokesperson Peskov claims that the possible decision by European countries to lift range restrictions on weapons supplied to Ukraine contradicts Moscow's aspirations for a political settlement. As if Vlad or Moscow ever had aspirations for a political settlement. No, they wanted to kill all the adults, round up all the children, indoctrinate half of them, put the other half in sex trafficking rings. That's Vlad's intention. They never wanted a political settlement. But this long-range strike shit got them shook like a motherfucker. Because Vlad might finally be getting his wish. He wanted fucking war. He might be getting war. Long-range missile strikes. Right at Moscow, maybe. This shit, if this is real, and Ukraine starts shooting long-range missiles into Russia, you're going to see a lot of Russians pissing their fucking pants. Including one named Vlad. Oh, here's Donnie letting some fat sheriff who's an abject criminal off. I'll just read some of it. Sheriff Scott Jenkins, his wife Patricia, and their family have been dragged through hell by a corrupt and weaponized Biden DOJ. In fact, during his trial, I'm not even going to read the rest of it. So the point is, another criminal is being let out by Donnie. This guy. He looks like a stand-up guy, right? Allegedly taking bribes on camera from people. That's the charges against him, some of the charges. And something I realized about Donnie when I read this today. Donnie is great at releasing abject criminals from prison or pardoning them. Literal felons, literal criminals, literal jailbirds. Guilty jailbirds. He loves letting evil people out of prison or commuting their sentence or pardoning them. God, I can't even talk. My mouth is so dry. Pardoning them. And then when an innocent man is in a death camp, he'll fight tooth and nail to keep that innocent man in the death camp. It's almost as if he's like the Antichrist or something. Or if he's evil or something. Because he keeps letting criminals out and pardoning criminals. And then when an innocent man sent to a gulag, the whole world says, yeah, can you bring him back? The Supreme Court says to bring him back. No, we're going to leave him there. That's evil, son. Again, that's calling good evil and evil good. And I don't know how you have your name on it as you watch him let criminal after criminal out of prison. Some of the ones he let out have gone back on new charges. They've committed crimes since they got out. Because they're evil. So's Donnie. That's why he let that fat-ass sheriff out. So what I'm seeing is an evil man letting evil people out of prison, commuting their sentences, pardoning them, and then an innocent man, he will fight tooth and nail to keep that person locked up for the rest of their life. There's nothing else to call that, son, but evil. I'm sorry. Hope your name isn't on it. Unprecedented, the U.S. is the only country out of 184 to see a drop in international tourism this year. Everyone else is rebounding. We're projected to lose $12.5 billion in spending, jobs, small businesses. Entire communities will feel this. A 22.5% decline compared to the previous peak. We are becoming more isolated. Well, that's the point. Isolated regional oligarchies. Yet globalism at the same time, no borders. That's the point. The point also is division and chaos and the ruination of this country and everything, the economy, everything. 12.5 billion in tourism loss. That is devastating. And every tourist town where Canadians go and Europeans go especially, you are going to feel that, son. You're already feeling it. And as this harassment of Europeans, Canadians, people from all around the world that aren't necessarily Latin, they're getting harassed too when they try and enter the country. All kinds of horror stories. That's going to make people not want to come here. That's going to make a lot of tourist towns go bankrupt. I guess that's what Donnie wants. This area down here, it's all about tourism. I don't know how they're going to survive. I expect hotel rates to go way down in the near future. Because as this plays out, the more people they harass when they try and fly in the country or wherever, cross a border, the less people are going to come here. They're going to get the hint. And it's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And the flight industry will suffer. All the tourist towns will suffer terribly. I'm seeing guys that run, travel agencies go bankrupt already. Anyway, this is what the crypto people got for dinner. That right there looks to me like the surf and turf at Applebee's. And remember the one gentleman, number 72, they called him. He paid $500,000 for this Applebee's dinner. And he was so pissed again that he didn't get a follow-through on the bribe, didn't get a confirmation of the bribe, didn't get to ask his favor, didn't even get anything except, again, a little Applebee's surf and turf on a Trump plate. Because that makes all the difference, right? That's what Donnie thinks. Just as long as you put it on a Trump plate, people are going to think it's gold. No, they won't. Not at all. When I think of a Trump plate, I think of a plate that smells like shit. But that's just me. Again, look at this. Imagine paying $500,000 to get in the room. You get in the room, you get handed a hat with Donnie shitbags on it, and this is what they serve you. The Applebee surf and turf on a Trump monogram plate. You don't get to talk to the man you bribed. You don't get whatever, favor you were looking for. And you drive home in your Lamborghini after eating your Applebee's meal. So pissed off that you think it isn't cringe to film a video in your Lamborghini because you're so pissed your bribe money was wasted. That is where we're at today. And that's why our country's over, because that man felt comfortable enough. It's so known, it's so accepted that Donnie takes open, in-your-face fucking bribes that he felt comfortable enough again to go on camera in his Lamborghini and cry about it. Am I supposed to feel sorry for him? When am I ever going to have $500,000? Never. So am I supposed to feel sorry for the man that probably voted Donnie, bought a bunch of Donnie's beast coin that literally has the mark of the beast on it? I don't feel sorry for him, but what I'm trying to convey to you, this is Donnie's shitbags. It's a perfect illustration what you get when you make a deal with the devil, when you make a deal with Donnie shitbags. This is the amount of care you get for your $500,000. This is what you get. And Applebee's surf and turf, baby. So when you follow Satan, when you become part of a satanic Nazi movement built around a con man and his assassination attempt, that's what you get, the Applebee's dinner for your $500,000, for your soul. And if you follow Donnie all the way to the abyss, what I've been warning so many of you about for 10 years, I've been saying to so many of you, get out of the cult while you still can. If you follow this all the way, you're following Donnie straight into the abyss. You should know this by now. The perfect example of it, take a look again. Does that look like that's worth $500,000 to you? Maybe that Donnie fight hat. Maybe it was gold plated or something. No, actually it wasn't. It was black shitty material from China. So if you follow Donnie all the way, this is what you're going to get. The Applebee's dinner for all your money, effort, sweat, tears, soul, everything. And then into the abyss. And that's all, what was his name? Nick Pinto or something? Some fucked up shit. Gonna be driving a Ford Pinto if he keeps dropping 500 G's on con man. Not a Lamborghini. So Nick Pinto, whatever his name is, I probably got it wrong. He's finding out the hard way. That's what you get when you try and make a deal with the devil. Some at least get an initial favor. This guy, it doesn't look like he's going to get jack shit. And again, he was so upset about it, he made a video about it in his guinea. So one more time, and I'll end it. This is the illustration. Let's say you put up 500 grand. Let's say all your support of Donald Trump and your soul is $500,000. That's the equivalent. And you put that up. Your time, effort, your vote, you're preaching the word of MAGA. trying to make America great again. And then America ends up as a shitty Applebee's dinner that doesn't taste very good. And then America goes straight down the shitter. And you go right into the abyss for your 500,000, your soul, all of it. So I guess I'll say what I always say. Get out of the cult while you still can. And we're at the last waning moments of your chance to get out of this. I hope you take it for your sake, because again, I don't get jack shit out of it. Have a wonderful evening, and until the next episode, see you later.